What do you do if you're the Democrat candidate for president and you're losing support in the black community? Well, you come up with a racist proposal that would offer legalized marijuana and forgivable loans. Hey, black voters, weed and cash. That's Kamala Harris. That's the level of desperation. In any other normal time, in any other period in our nation's history, the media, the punditry, the citizens would be howling with contempt over this crass, brazen, ugly, ridiculous attempt to grab black votes. What's she doing 20 days before the election? Provide 1 million loans that are fully forgivable up to $20,000 for black, not white, not Hispanic, not Asian, for black entrepreneurs. Legalize recreational marijuana and create opportunities for black Americans to succeed in this new industry. What's wrong, Mamala? White Americans don't get to succeed in this new legalized pot industry? That's just going to be the domain of black Americans? You know how sick this is? I mean, I am not making it up. It's official. She posted it on her social media. Black men deserve a president who cares about making their lives better. How do you get your life better? Free money and legal pot. My gosh. My gosh. Do you have any idea how desperate they must be? Do you realize how disastrous their polling, their internals must be? They are in a world. First of all, look, I don't claim to be the smartest guy in the room. I got a lot of smart people that participate in this show. So I'm going to reach right out and ask you, what's a forgivable loan? A fully forgivable loan. Not even a partially forgivable, fully forgivable loan. Can you tell me what that is, please? I cannot go forward without an answer to that question. I warn you, I'm feeling better today. I'm over my illness. I'm over my allergy episode. I'm feeling like $1 million. Well, or I'm feeling like $20,000. If I were only black, I'd get that fully forgivable amount from Kamala Harris. And I could get high at the same time. I get a $20,000 check, and I could, smoke a doobie. Because that's what black folks want to do. They just want to get high and lay around and get money. That's what Kamala Harris thinks of black America. So please explain to me what a fully forgivable loan means. Because as I understand it, it seems to me a fully forgivable loan is not a loan at all. If it's fully forgivable, it's not a loan. It's just a check. It's money. Oh, I know, reparations. She has now accelerated the effort to thrust us into the reparations era. Cities have been experimenting with it. San Francisco, all the normal loony leftist suspects. New York, they've been experimenting. They've been having hearings. They've been having discussions. She's not discussing it. She's bringing it right here, right now. Who do you think's going to pay these welfare checks to black entrepreneurs? Can't be black people. So I guess the taxpayers are going to be burdened with 1 million fully forgivable loans up to $20,000 for black entrepreneurs to start a business. So reparations are here. That's the takeaway. That's the headline. You know, a great text message from Dallas just now that is perfect. If Donald Trump offered free money and marijuana to black people, he'd be called the biggest racist in the history of the world. Can you imagine Trump saying, you know what I'll do? I want to make pot legal for black people so they can go explore this new industry. I'll legalize recreational marijuana and so I can create opportunities for black, because this is all race-based. Kamala's making no attempt to hide this. This is all what she calls her opportunity agenda for black men. I mean, she's hurting with black men, so she says, I know how I'll fix this. I'll try to bribe them. I'll say I'll legalize pot so you can go explore and work in that field. You can become a pot dealer in the new legalized marijuana arena. And I'll give you $20,000 cash. Because if it's fully forgivable, you don't have to pay it back. Again, Dallas, thank you. If Trump did it, it would be racist. And I would argue it would be. Because it is. It's unconstitutional, and it's racist, and it's disgusting, and it's pathetic, and it's desperate. It's pitiful. It's because Kamala Harris senses she's going to lose the election. Trump is going to win largely on the strength of black voters who are turning out support for a Republican candidate in a way we haven't seen since 1960. That's according to CNN. 1-800-655-MIKE. Welcome in. It's Wednesday, October the 16th. I want you to call me and you tell me what the definition is of a fully forgivable loan. Is it a grant? Is it a bonus? Is it a forgivable loan? That's not a loan at all. She just doesn't want to call it a craven cash grab, a bribe, because she's going to look like the fool that she is. So this week on Charlemagne the God, who's a popular host in New York City, very popular in the black community, she appeared and he asked her when she rolled out this ridiculous, unconstitutional, racist bribery scheme, we're going to give black entrepreneurs fully forgivable $20,000 loans. She addressed whether or not this is a political maneuver or not.
I would consider the timing of this proposal as political timing.
So first of all, thank you for your question and for being here. I've been in this race about 70 days. You can look at all my work before those 70 days to know that what I'm talking about right now is not new and is not for the sake of winning this election.
It's not new. You just rolled it out. You just unveiled the opportunity agenda for black men. You know, I'm praying. I got a bank full of black male callers. I don't like to insult my own audience. Lord knows I don't. I invite you I invite myself into your home, into your life. I don't want to insult you. I am praying I don't have black audience members who would be so gullible. Surely black men aren't this gullible in America. Oh, it sounds pretty good. Weed and money. 20 days before the election, she unveils this policy and claims, it's not political. This isn't political at all. You know, I admit I was in a little bit of a fog yesterday. Maybe I wasn't thinking clearly. If I'd have known, or I don't know when this all unfolded, where Kamala announced her opportunity agenda for black men. You know, it's not even for black women. Hey, black women, forget it. She's doing fine with you. She doesn't need to give you an opportunity agenda. She wants to give black men an opportunity agenda. Nothing racist about this at all. Hispanics, go pound salt. Asians, you're on your own. But black men, since she's struggling, she comes up with reparations. There's no other word to use that can be used to describe this. 1 million loans. So 1 million black men will get up to $20,000 apiece in fully forgivable loans. I admit I'm not a PhD. It sounds to me like a fully forgivable loan isn't a loan at all. It's a grant. It's cash. It's just cash on the barrelhead. You're getting out the checkbook and you're saying, hey, here's 20 grand. You're black. You got the right skin pigmentation. We're going to give you $20,000. And not only that, she's going to legalize recreational marijuana and create opportunities for black Americans to succeed in this new industry. So we want you to become pot dealers and get paid. You can have your own den. You can have your own pot den, your own weed den. I'm so embarrassed for her. 20 days before the election. This came up yesterday with Charlemagne the God.
So my agenda, well, first of all, on the point of reparations, it has to be studied. There's no question about that. And I've been very clear about that position. In terms of my immediate plan, I will tell you a few of the following. One, as it relates to the economy, which is a lot of what you have addressed. Look, I grew up in the middle class. My mother, worked hard, raised me and my sister, and by the time I was in high school, she was able to afford our first home. I know what it means for...
I don't want to hear anymore. I got to ask you a simple question. Do you know, I'll bet she has a huge team. You know how many millions and millions of dollars are behind a presidential campaign? I've traveled with presidential campaigns before. The enormity of the infrastructure is something to behold. You've got staff, you've got aides, you've got interns, you've got people, too many to count, right? Is there nobody on the Kamala team who's capable of saying to her, if you say I was raised in a middle-class family one more time, we're going to lose our minds? Nobody can say that to her? Madam Vice President, you now sound like an imbecile. You are repeating over and over. We get it. Saturday Night Live is mocking her. The country is laughing at her. It's because she's incapable of an original thought. They've drilled into her, she's got in her brain the notion that if I tell people with my Tiffany earrings and my, Louis Vuitton shoes and my Gucci outfits that I was raised in a middle-class family, maybe people will relate to me. Okay? So it astounds me. She said it again yesterday. And everybody laughs at her. Now, Charlemagne the God, sadly, was in suck-up mode, so maybe he's just grateful that he doesn't have somebody leaning across the table at him saying, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, like Joe Biden infamously said to her. I'll bet you Kamala's going to have some you ain't black moments tonight with Brett Baer. I'm sitting here watching this. It is right out of a TV show. This is out of a sitcom 20 days before the election. 20 days. The opportunity agenda for black men. She even posted on her own social media site, black men deserve a president who cares about making their lives better. She doesn't even fake it. She's not even pretending that this isn't a crass, grotesque play for black male voters who are flocking to Trump. And there's a lot of theories about why black men are so enamored with Trump. A lot of it has to do with the weaponization of the Justice Department. A lot of black men say, look, we know what it feels like to be scrutinized and targeted and unfairly treated by the justice system. Look, history will spend hundreds of years studying this. He's got now some of the highest popularity numbers with black Americans, particularly black men, since 1960. According to CNN. So she comes along, if she was trying to be a little subtle, she'd say, I'm going to create an opportunity agenda for black men and women. It's still unconstitutional. You can't just hand out money because you're black. And incidentally, you know what it's called? It's called reparations. This is reparations. You're black, you're going to get something that your neighbor who's white or Hispanic or Asian will not get. If you're black, you get money. Oh, by the way, we're going to legalize pot. So we'll let you be a legal pot dealer with $20,000 in your pocket. This is grotesque.